Hey, what's up YouTube? This is Noah, and before I quickly continue on with this, what I have to do for this video, there's two things I have to talk to you about. First off, in my introductory video, as you can tell, I'm wearing a shirt, but the last video, which was my introduction and starting my YouTube account, I was not wearing a shirt, and I was hearing a lot of complaints about people complaining about how come I'm not wearing a shirt, that is inappropriate, that this stuff and that. And I just wanted to clear myself out all the way through because I did not know about this until very recently. Okay, first off, I was not wearing a shirt because mainly it was hot here. I am right now in Atlanta, so it's very, very hot in the summertime. So I decided that night to take off my shirt. I've actually all summer, all I've done whenever I'm in, wherever I'm indoors, I usually have my shirt off and I usually wear a tank top or something, but that time it was at night and it was just very hot. And since number two, I filmed myself from the chest up. So it wasn't like I was showing abs or I was trying to show muscles or I was trying to brag or try to be inappropriate. It was just that I was just trying to start an introductory video that night. That was all that I was thinking about. I wasn't worried about shirts. And I know that most people who were concerned are people who I know. And I appreciate your concern. But first off, I'm very comfortable with myself and with my body. And, if I, want to just happen to just reveal myself out in that kind of sense, it wasn't dramatic. It was just, hey, shirt, chest up, here, there, no shirt, okay, whatever. That's how I felt. And I would really appreciate it if people would let me be me a little bit. Let me, trust me a little bit. That's what I'm trying to say. Trust me a little bit with who I am. Know that I was not doing anything wrong except that I was just starting a channel and that was it. So I would like people to respect my decisions. I promise from now on I'll wear a shirt, but this is the only one time that I'm going to really pretty much ask people who were very close to me or not so close to me to just please, respect me, respect what I do, respect my decisions. And I promise I'm not going to, do another video without a shirt on, and I will be very much appropriate, So anyway, moving on forward, the second thing I have to say is an update. I changed the name of my YouTube channel from my name to Alpha NMK. I won't tell you any personal reasons why, it's just that I know that name and it's pretty good of a name. I believe that's a really good name, Alpha NMK, and plus it's a good nickname. So I just had to say that quickly and get those two things out of the way. Now I can talk about what this video is really all about. Okay, so I've noticed that for the past few years of me being a college student, being an adult, stepping on my own 2 feet, living life, that I've noticed that many people, no matter how many videos have been posted up about, look, this is some things that I wish that I could have learned in college, I wish that this thing could have happened. We all wished, once we get into college, once we become an adult, we wish that we were a little bit more prepared. And I understand that because, you think that it's going to be one way when it really is another way. So this video is really for all those who are just about to get out of high school, they're about to start college, or even if you're not going to college, this is for you because these 10 ways on how to live your life fully after high school as an adult, as a grown-up, are things that is very equivalent to what you will be able to use as you do work, as you go through life, until you're an old man, an old woman. So right now, most of you right now are starting up. And I believe that this is going to be much different than the rest of the videos. I know that most people are like, yeah, right, everyone says that all the time. No, how can I know for sure? I don't think most people are going to tell you these 10 things. So please, sit back, listen. You know, if you learn something awesome, if you've already heard about all these things, cool. You know, but these are the 10 things of which I recently put myself out as a motto. So, alright, let's begin. Alright, step number 1. Never cater to anyone. Guys, girls, you all are turning into men and women. You all are starting to get your own place. Maybe you are starting to get your own car, get your own life together. I mean, all of you are getting your life together. If you have just recently graduated from high school, first off, congratulations. I wish you the best. And I hope that your years after high school will be much better than the ones in high school. I definitely don't want it the other way around. Anyway, so back to what I was saying. Okay, so you are starting out. You are literally starting out. This is a huge, exciting moment for you. But I know that this is also a very scary moment for you. Because for the first time in your life, you can actually tell someone no and yes when they come out with advice. Look, you are no longer boys and girls anymore. I'm not saying that when your parents call you and tell you to do one thing or another that you just tell them, no, I'm an adult, I can do whatever I want, be rebellious and all this stuff. No, I'm not endorsing that at all. Parents, if you're watching, I'm not endorsing that. But what I am saying is that there are things now that you can do. You've always believed from the moment you were born, or you're still discovering yourself, but there are a few things that you already know about yourself that you're interested in doing, or interested in trying, or interested in becoming. And interested for some people is an understatement. So why would you have someone try to tell you the opposite direction? That's like what teenagers do. That's what preteens, that's what people who are younger than you are doing. I suggest that you would cater to no one other than to what you feel deep down inside. Because the only person that really knows you is you. Now I understand that parents, family, friends, supporters, family, friends, all these other people, they're going to try to tell you no and yes. They may agree or disagree with what you want to do. But remember, do not let them in. Do not let them in to your consciousness, because you can listen to their advice. And if you feel that they are right, then go ahead and do your own choice, obviously. But do not let other people persuade you to do things that you know deep down inside is the right thing for you to do. It's like that old story, that old example of how one person wanted to be an actor or an actress, but the parents did not support it. So therefore, that person did not do that very thing. Instead, they did what the parents told that person to do. And that person was miserable while the parents were so happy. And that person lived the rest of his or her life alone. Unhappy, divorced, this, stuff, and that. And they lived pretty much mediocre lives when instead they could have taken that huge risk and become someone else and become much better. Guys, do not be that person. Do not fit into that example. Be you. And if you know what you want to do, go for it. And do not let anyone tell you how to do things. And do not serve them that right. Number 2, always blame yourself in any mistakes or situations. Okay, this is something that I was telling you, right, earlier, that this is something that there are some things that you're not going to hear from other people. Alright, number 2 is this. You're going to make mistakes. You will always make mistakes. Just because you get older and wiser doesn't mean that you're not going to have stumbling blocks across the way. You know that, morally. But you do not know that firsthand experience-wise. Because you think that you've grown up, that you've become more mature, that you've become something else, entirely different, in a much better zone. And I hope that in some ways you have become better. But let's be honest here. You're still a human being. You're still not perfect. And there are times that you will have to be reminded like this, that you will make mistakes. There will always be mistakes, no matter how many times you do it right or wrong. I know this from first-hand experience because I've seen people make mistakes as an adult. And I've always said I will never do those things. And I worked so hard to try to live a perfect adult life for as many years as I have been an adult. But I've learned now with so much experience and so much things that happened to me in the past couple of years as an adult, that I realize now that the only thing that's been different between that time and this time is that I'm just learning more things ahead. I've become something else more. And I believe that with myself, that whenever I make a mistake, I make a mistake. And I don't let anyone else before me get judged for mistakes that I've done. So it's much about maturity. It's about what you want to do, how you want to do it, when you want to do it. Wait, that didn't even make sense. Okay, let's just skip that one. Number 3, never care what others think or say about you. Alright, this is the part of that could be linked with number 1, where it says never cater to anyone, never serve anyone. Number 3 is more about how people think. It's about your perspective or other people's perspectives about you. Okay, do not let anyone, there will always be people who will judge you. Okay, let me just say that quickly. There will always be people that judge you. It's not just when you're a kid and that's it. No, there are more people. As you get older, the more people are going to judge you. There are more circumstances are going to happen because someone else chose to make it much harder for you. You cannot let people's perspectives on you change the way that you live your life. How you see yourself as a confident man, as a confident woman. You have to believe in yourself in spite of everyone. Do not let yourself down by letting other people push you down. This is the thing about adults. Adults today sometimes forget that the best way for you to learn and for you to stand up is by standing up to the bully of life. And no matter what mistakes goes on, you shouldn't let that bother you. And especially what people may say about you behind your back. You shouldn't worry about it because you're being you. You're living your life. Don't let anybody tell you that you're something else other than being an awesome person, an awesome human being. You are amazing, and you have to believe that in yourself. That goes to number 4. Okay, this will go definitely a little bit off the topic, but
here it is, off the top.
Okay, sorry. Okay, this is going a little bit off the topic where, you know, instead of us staying in this, you know, negative zone of people around you personally, this is also about people that you see on television. Number 4. Number 4, don't be brainwashed by mainstream society. This includes TV, this includes movies, Hollywood movies. This even includes a lot of the video games that most people play. Now, I'm not saying that do not play video games at all. I'm not saying never watch TV. I'm not saying never watch a movie. I'm not saying do not read a romantic book. I'm not telling you to do all these things. I'm just saying that as a man, as a woman, you have to pick yourself up from the couch. You have to not be lazy. You have to pick yourself up. And a lot of this programming that's going on TV is not really worth watching. And believe me, I know this. Because I remember growing up with the shows that my parents grew up on. And they have much more meaning. They're much more entertaining than the ones that I see today. Most of the things that are going on, I'm not going to say which shows suck. I'm not going to say what movie sucks, what celebrity sucks, or whatever. I'm just saying that I'm sure most of you will agree that today's entertainment industry is not as great to watch or to be admired by. You have to be the admirer. You have to be the hero, your own hero. You cannot let someone else show you one path. When really, at the end of the day, I don't think it's going to really work out, because that's them and you're you. Television is also known as a television program. It's supposed to program your mind into being a couch potato, for you to obey whatever it says. There's a lot of reasons to why people are crazy today, is because they get inspired by the violence. They get inspired by this huge bonanza of abundance of sexuality all across the place. And because of those things, it is affecting how society is today. I mean, we talk about a lot of these games, about how it's plaguing with many people's minds. GTA games. I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with playing GTA games. I like GTA games. But it's even been known, we all know that GTA games are known as gangster games. And they're supposed to still relive and live up this stereotype of what, you know, a gangster is supposed to be. A black boy selling drugs, stealing cars, this stuff and that. And we hear how many people saying, getting arrested for doing the very things. Now, you know, there's nothing wrong with playing these games once in a while. I don't think there's a problem with that. But if you are doing it so much to the point of, okay, you know, I'm obsessed with this game, I'm obsessed with this movie, I'm obsessed with this. Do not be obsessed with anything. The only thing you should be obsessed with is with your dreams. And to make that into reality. Okay, so I'm just going to leave it like that because that sounds perfect right there. Okay, number 5. This now goes to foods and drinks. Now, since we talked about the mindset, we're going to talk about the physicality here. Do not live with an unhealthy lifestyle. Do not have an unhealthy diet. The problem with people who go to college, most people, they end up gaining so much weight. They gain so much weight. And the problem is not because, you know, they were not responsible. It's just that freedom, that choice of eating whatever you can, however you can, whatever you want. And it's not just those that are in college, even though that's the common reason there why kids around my age, 18 to 23, are usually gaining a lot of weight. Even people who are just working non-stop and they either do not eat, they do not take breaks, or they take their sweet time with eating and they eat too much and they do not exercise, they do not work out because they're busy at work. They end up gaining weight too. I know so many people where they worked like more than 30 hours shifts in hard-working labor, and they gained weight. You would think that they would lose the weight, but they gained it because they ate and they sat down, or they had to do this, they had to do that, and they never had the time to exercise. Now they're over 300 pounds, 400 pounds, and everyone's wondering what happened. They're even wondering what happened. And it's because they did not live a healthy lifestyle. Most people today, especially adults, are not living healthy lifestyles. They're not eating the right foods. They're not eating the essential parts that make you healthy. They are just ruining their own lives by eating cheap fast food restaurants instead of cooking at home, or instead of just living, you know, instead of just being active. They're going out. I mean, we see kids getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Why? Not because, you know, they just chose not to. I think every kid wants to go out. I think every kid wants to be active. It's just that they grew up around people who said, no, we're too lazy, we're too tired, we'd rather watch TV, play video games, and that's it. And they'll use that as an adult. And if you're one of those people who grew up like that, I'm not going to judge or anything, but it's most likely that you will gain that weight. And if you already have not gained the weight, I'm sure that most of you, they'll understand that. And that's why I'm telling you now that it is really, really good. Take it from me as a college student firsthand. It is better that you live a healthy lifestyle, because when you start now, it's going to continue into your 20s, to your 30s, to your 40s, even all the way up to your 80s. And you're going to live much healthier than most of the adults around the world. I guarantee you that. Number 6, do not be reactive. Do not be defensive. You guys are now becoming men and women. I've said that so many times, right? You all are becoming grown men, women, conquering the world. You are destining yourself to go out there. There's a whole world out there waiting for you. Waiting for you to explore. Well, not this world. I mean, it's just a wall. But it's just the whole entire world is out there. So why would you degrade your dreams, degrade your lifestyles over what people still say about what anything happens? You know, life is always not going to be perfect. Do not stumble during life's roadblocks. You will climb steep mountains. Someone told me one time that as a child, as an adult, you climb up hills. You climb up, steep hills. And you've had some bumps. You've had some bruises. You've had some scratches. But you were able to pick yourself up, dust yourself off, and go. And you were still able to climb every hill over and over and over. There was always a situation. Here's the one thing that most people think about. Most people believe that when you become an adult, you're going to have less problems. You're going to have less worries. You're going to have less stress. You're going to have less responsibilities. You are going to have less, what's the right word? You're going to have less work time and more fun. I'm here to tell you right now at this moment that all that is not true. And to those that are watching right now and saying, yeah, I know, that's not true. That's not true. You really do not know until you become that adult. And you do not know until you become an adult. And to those that are watching here right now and have already experienced a little bit as an adult, you already know now. It's kind of like a wake-up call when you actually live the life as an adult. And you realize what type of responsibilities, how much more responsibilities, how much more things are happening. And it's just, a lot of hard work. It's a lot more than what your 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, all the way down your old version of yourself could really handle. That's why you were able to go carry up hills. Now you're going up mountains. You're going up all the mountains. Because life is going to now multiply. The burden is going to carry you even more. It's going to bear its claws on you more and more. Now, I'm not saying that you're not able to overcome them, but I am saying that it will be much harder to succeed as an adult. Because if you make one mistake, it depends on the mistake, but if you make one mistake, depending on the situation, that could end your whole life. That could end your whole career. That could end your own, your own chance at being successful. That's one thing. Second thing is that, you will have more responsibilities. Why on earth do you think that there's going to be a lot more burden on you? Well, it's pretty simple. The more work you have, the more responsibilities, the more trust you have, the more work it takes for you to keep all that together, to be successful in all that work, and then to maintain that trust with whoever you are with. When you start working, you're going to be ruled under by someone who thinks that you're capable of all this hard work. If you prove to them that you're not, you just get fired, or you'll just be laid off, or you'll be yelled at. Basically you'll lose the trust of people. And you'll be getting more of it once you become an adult, once you turn 18 and up. And that's why I see a lot of adults get so stressed. And I'm not saying to when you were a teenager, I don't know how you guys lived your lives as up to graduating high school. I've had somewhat of a rough life myself. But even I know that it's a little bit harder as when it comes to workload. When it comes to responsibility, these are things that we have to discuss with. Do not be reactive. Do not get defensive. This goes into also relationships. When you will have boyfriends and girlfriends, when you will have a wife or a husband that you will be with, he or she is going to expect you to not be reactive, to be non-reactive, to calm yourself down, especially to you men. To you guys out there, your wives, or if you're gay, husbands, they're going to expect you, if you're going to be the man in the relationship, if you're going to be the one that rocks the boat, you're going to be the rock of the relationship, you have to be, especially you have to have the responsibility of holding yourself together. You see, like, imagine this light right here is the burden. You have to hold it together. Because if you crumble, it doesn't only show you as someone who's not capable of living life and the negativity involved in it, but you are also someone who cannot be trusted with things. It's not fair, but that's what happens as an adult. All right, number 8, do not live in scarcity. Even though there's a lot of negative things going on, I do not, what's the right word? You cannot lose hope. That's why you cannot be reactive. And I forgot, actually. Number 7 is don't allow any negativity to invade your life. This includes all the things I've been talking about so far. So 7 is don't allow any negativity to invade your life. Believe in yourself. Negativity is like splinters that's going to come into your body as you climb up those steep mountains of adulthood life. And you're going to scar your knee, you're going to break your skin. But if you focus on the journey, not the scars, and you don't look back, you keep on looking forward, you're going to be able to handle the mountain. And there's always going to be that peak. There's always a start. And there's always an end. There's always a beginning and an end. That's what I meant to say. There's a beginning and an end. If it starts, it will always finish. You have to believe that. Don't let negativity get in your way. Negativity is like the monkey on your back. You have to get yourself going in spite of that. You have to move forward. You have to believe in yourself. You have to go out there and face the music. You have to face the stampedes. You have to face the burdens. You have to deal with all the trips that you're going to fall over on. I mean, you're going to trip a lot. That's part of life. You're going to trip. You have to get yourself up no matter how bad you hurt. You have to keep moving. Some of you are going to have a harder life than others. And some of you are probably going to have somewhat of a good life. Not because you took care of yourself. Maybe, I mean, that'll be, hopefully you'll watch this video and you'll continue on. But it's just that life is different for each person. And everyone is going to deal with something that the other person may or may not deal with. And so it's good to have people around you that are not going to spread that negativity. But you have to also put yourself forward. And you have to not be negative. Because people are not going to help you when you're that negative. So now number 8, don't live in scarcity. Despite all the negativity that goes on, you have to live with abundance. You have to live in the mindset of you can climb up the mountains. You can pick yourself up, dust yourself off, move forward. You can, and you will. Not because I'm telling you you will, but because if you have that confidence inside, if you have these dreams, if you have imagination, and you have the heart, and the guts, and the willpower, and the charisma to do what you have to do, you will be successful. I don't know how long it will take for you to reap what you sow, but I guarantee you that if you hold on, you will get your reward. Number 9, do not live in fear. Do not live in fear, you guys. Do not live in fear. Fear is the biggest enemy you got. Fear is the reason to why most people do not live the lives they want to live. You want to live the life you want to live? Do you dream dreams? Do you dream of being this or that? whatever it is, so you can fill the blank, then don't let fear get in the way. That's the one thing that people say. Statistics have shown it, that the number one reason why people do not upgrade themselves or stay in mediocre lives, live the 9-to-5 jobs, or they stick around doing things that they do not want to do. Be with the person, be with this man or woman that they really do not want to be with. They stick around because they think that they have no other thing, and they fear for the worst. I ask you, and I am challenging you, as you step forward in your life, as you continue on in your life, actually, I should say that. As you continue on in your life, do not let fear get in the way of what you want to do. Fear is something that could be completely out. I can guarantee you this. If you take out fear, you will live in you will not only live in abundance or in dream abundance. Negativity won't be a thing for you. You will not be reactive. You will not let people tell you how to think or feel, or how to say things, or how to walk. You will be healthier. You will be wiser. And you may even hinder yourself from dealing with struggles that most people will face. And it goes up to number 10. When you have no fear, you can live with a purpose. That's number 10. Don't live without having a purpose. A purpose is the reason to why you exist. I have my own personal feelings about why we're here, why we all exist. But I think we all agree that each of us have purposes. We all are different. Therefore, we will have different reasons to why we are who we are. I believe without a shadow of a doubt that you will be successful not because we are all the same, but because we're all different. That we all have a purpose in life and that we have to fulfill it. You don't have to agree in any religion or anything that I agree with. I mean, you all have different backgrounds. I'm sure all of us are different as well as the same. But having a purpose in life is what it takes for each of us, all of us, to live the abundance that you've called us to do. So with all that in mind, those are the 10 things, 10 ways I should say. All of the 10 ways on how to live life abundantly, to have success at your doorstep. Not literally, but you know what I mean. Like, it'll be much easier. I believe with a shadow of a doubt that if you, let me just scroll back, never cater to anyone. Never always blame yourself first. Own up to your mistakes and to your situations and move on. If you never care about what other people think. If you don't be brainwashed by how society tells you to rule things. If you live if you live a healthy lifestyle, not an unhealthy lifestyle, take that out. If you